lot of women go to YouTube just like a lot of men go to YouTube for answers. And a lot of women, one thing that I like to do is to see what women are going to YouTube to search for. Like, what problems are women having in their life with men? Because it's my belief that through the problems that women have with men that want to be successful with women can learn how to behave. Because a woman is not going to search on Google for something that she doesn't care about. So, for example, a woman may search, why is he not texting me back? Why is he being so hot and cold? Right? And I see a lot of male content creators answering these questions for these girls. And honestly, at the end of the day, I only checked out a few. The gay nigga that was cheating on his wife. He was popping all that shit to the hoes. He was cheating on his wife and got caught up. That nigga, I checked out one of his videos, and then I checked out this ugly, bald head, simp ass nigga. And I gotta say, the gay nigga, he gave better information than the bald head simp nigga. Derek Jackson was coming from a place like, you know, I really liked his first point. He said, sometimes a man has a lot of shit going on, and he's not in a mental space to get back to you. And I agree with that. But as I kept listening to the video, it really hit my spirit that he's just trying to work the hoes. At the end of the video, he's like, oh yeah, ho, schedule a consultation. You know what I'm saying? So the information that he's giving it's just going to keep women confused. It ain't really gonna help. He just working the hoes. And the purpose, what I want to do is, I want to give good game to the hoes and to the niggas. And when I say to the hoes and to the niggas, I mean men that value themselves, men that don't have a problem texting a woman back just because he may not feel like it. That's what I mean by the niggas. I'm not talking about easy niggas who get gung-ho and they eyeballs pop out their eye socket when they see a bad bitch. I'm not talking about those guys. Those guys are not the type of guys that women go to YouTube and Google to search, why is he being hot and cold? Why is he not texting me back? Those guys, from the moment they meet that bitch, they are sweating over the bitch. It's like a dog that's happy to see his human. It's like that's the equivalent of those guys that I'm talking about right now. So I'm not, like, this channel really is not for those guys. Like, a lot of you guys, y'all can tap into this channel to learn this game, but that's not what I'm talking about. So now, men, the niggas and the hoes, we are more alike than we think, and we just don't really understand each other's perspectives, and that's the only problem. See, at the end of the day, the niggas and the hoes, what we really want is to spend time with the person that we like, and we want a little bit of space from them. Not too much space, you know what I mean? We don't want 2-3 weeks worth of space from them, but we want to spend time with them, and we want space from them. That's essentially what men and women want. But the problem comes in when we take things too far. When guys who are needy and desperate start playing a game. Because, see, there's a difference between not texting a girl back because you don't feel like it, because you had a long day, you've been working, you wanted some time to yourself, and you're not going to explain that to her. You're just going to not text her back. But see, a guy who is a needy and desperate type of guy, He is playing the game to try and control her emotions to get him to like her. Now, you fake it till you make it, sure. But it got to get to a point where this is you. It becomes you. You can't fake the game. You know what I'm saying? You can fake it for a while, but you can't fake the game. And so at the end of the day, men and women, we want the same shit. And what happens is, you can have a guy who is this way. He gets into a relationship with a woman, and what happens is, over time, you spend more time around this girl. She gets to know you. Less space is given. And because there is no space, there is no longing. Because longing happens in alone time, when you thinking about the person you was just with. And so when there's no time to long for a person, when there's no time to think about a person, that's when a lot of problems start to arise. A lot of problems start to arise when there's no space. And as I look back on a lot of my, a lot of the girls that I've dated, I could say I got about maybe like 10 girls that I've dated where I was that guy coming in like the puppy I described that was happy to see his human. And I don't mean that from the jump, but what I mean is, as men, we don't have true abundance. And so we have to create our abundance. And so there are times when you don't have shit and you do get into a desperate place. And so when you're in that desperate place, you have to check yourself. And I wasn't doing a good job of checking myself. And so I was running off a lot of bitches that really was down for me. But I didn't give them enough space. It's all in the space. Let me give you another example. And this is a recent example. Because I'm not perfect, man. I'm not perfect. There's this girl I met when I was 21. I'm 29 now. I was 21, she was 18. We just stopped dealing with each other maybe a year and a half ago. The relationship started out with me being who I am. I'm just a naturally distant person, and women are just attracted to that. They find me challenging. I'm just naturally distant because I have a life. And throughout the whole relationship with this girl, I was that guy. But about a year and a half ago, we started getting closer and closer. And one day, mind you, I'm still fucking hoes and doing my thing. And one day, I did some dumbass shit. I did some really dumbass shit. My dick wouldn't get hard. When I was fucking a bitch, she was getting leftover dick at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was getting straight leftover dick. And I chose that time to tell her, I said, look, I've been fucking with other hoes and you getting leftover dick right now. This is what this is. And that was where the whole becoming like a puppy situation started to happen. Because as you know, when you tell a woman something like that, when you tell her something like that, especially in a moment where she is feeling, like, imagine, I'm telling her my dick can't get hard because I'm giving you leftover dick after fucking with the hoe. She feel like shit at that point, right? And so she becomes a ball of emotions. And so what I did from that situation going forward, I changed who I was to try to appease the bitch. I was going above and beyond, doing things that I never did from the jump. Things that she never even expected. I kept trying to chase her and chase her and chase her and try to prove that I was sorry and try to prove that I really wanted her, and it got to the point where she just stopped fucking with me. And then so maybe about 4 months ago, we rekindled. We got back and started talking. I would pick her up from work, start eating her pussy in the joint, one day she wanted to fuck me. Like, she came back because I was giving her space, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, man, if I would have had just given this girl space, she would still be here. So now the girl is back in my life, right? But what do? What do? I become that puppy. But out of desperation, not wanting to lose her. And the more I chased, the more she skated. And she's not even here anymore. And this was recent. This was recent, like 3 months ago, you know? But, like I said, I changed myself for her. I was never that guy to do the things that I was doing and acting that way. What I should have did in that situation, and this is some game for all the guys who do want to tell their girl the truth about what's going on. If, you know, like, and she may not even be your girl verbally, but if you do want to tell her the truth, and what I mean by verbally is like, y'all just be fucking around, y'all spending so much time together, it just feels like she's your girlfriend. But what you do in that situation is, you tell her, yeah, look, man, you got leftover dick. Nothing was wrong with that. You got leftover dick. This is why my dick can't get hard. What you want to do? Do you want to stay with me or do you want to leave me? That's how you handle that situation. You don't become the puppy. You don't go into a mind state of fear and desperation and I'm going to lose this bitch. Because honestly, you could lose the bitch at any moment. So it's not even something to fear. And that's where I fucked up in that situation, to bring this story home. I fucked up and became that puppy dog. Trying to do everything in my power to appease the bitch. Doing things that I never, ever did. Doing things that did not make her like me. She liked me for other reasons. She liked me because I was the nigga that was a challenge. She liked me because I was the nigga who was dicking her down. She liked me enough to take Ubers to my house. She liked me enough to bring drinks to my house. And this is a young, pretty bitch. A young, pretty bitch. You know young, pretty bitches don't do nothing for nobody. See what I'm saying? And I started doing a whole bunch of things she didn't even start liking me for. She was like, oh, this bitch ass nigga. This bitch ass nigga. I got him. I got him. And at the end of the day, that's what women are after. That's why a lot of marriages fail, because women got him. I got him. He's predictable. And being as though I'm not even a predictable type of person, I'm not even predictable to myself. I amaze myself with my spontaneity. But here I am, changing who I am for a bitch who didn't even like me for the reasons and for the things that I was trying to do. What I should have did was, like I said, do you want to stay with me or not? And give her space. Because it is through space, people can make all the decisions that they need to make. You dig? And so, to wrap this up, the next woman that you meet, for the fellas, ladies, for the next man that you meet, don't be in such of a rush. Don't be in such of a rush. Now, I'm not saying to be like me. I'm not saying, you know, act as I act and behave as I behave. But what I'm saying is, give this new person space. Create a great first impression. That's the first thing you want to do. You meet this woman, you meet this man, create a great first impression. Text them. Say, hey, this is such and such. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day if you didn't plan a date at that moment. And give them a little bit of space. Give them a little bit of space. Maybe call him the next day or the day after. Have a conversation. Hang up the phone. Don't be in such a rush to plan a date. Give people a little bit of space to process what's happening. Ladies, give the guy you're dating a little space. Because as a man, I know I need space. I have about 4 women that I haven't even texted back because I just need space at this point. I got shit in my life. I'm already a distant person. And then on top of that, I got shit that I'm dealing with. I got bills. I'm an entrepreneur. I got anxieties in that area. And I got to make sure that I'm good. But I promise you, I will get back to you. I promise you, I will plan a date. I promise you, I will initiate conversations. I promise you, I'm still interested in you. But I need you to know that I need space. And I'm going to make sure that you have your space so we can work. So take this with you, man. Give your partner some space. If you usually call your partner every day at 12 o'clock, skip a phone call. Skip a phone call. Give them a little bit of space. They not going nowhere. I promise you, they're not going nowhere. But all right, make sure you follow me on IG. If you have any questions, if you have a specific situation that you want to get some game on, I'm answering all questions for free because I'm trying to build up my following. But I'm only answering questions for people who follow me. I'm not answering questions for nobody who doesn't follow me. So if your shit come up as a person that ain't following me, I'm not responding. But I want to answer all your questions. If you're a woman, if you're a man, I want to answer your questions because, like I said in the beginning of this video, men and women, the real niggas and the real hoes are looking for the same thing. We looking for the same thing. We just have 2 different approaches on how to get it. And that's what I'm going to help the niggas understand and the hoes to understand. And then through that understanding, we can have more harmonious relationships. We can have more harmonious pimping and hoeing. We can have more harmonious whatever situation you in. You dig? So like I said, follow me on King. Follow me at IG at KINGTWHY. KINGTWHY. Ask all your questions, but make sure you follow me. All right? Y'all have a beautiful day, man. Yeah, it is.